Welcome to today's practice. We'll be doing a practice for the lower body and we'll be working lying down. So you can be on the floor. If you are not comfortable practicing on the floor, find a space that is as firm as it can be and where you have room to move. So maybe a bed. And if you want to have a blanket or a pillow to support your head or any other supports, grab those things. If you happen to have a yoga block around, it may come in handy, but you don't have to have one. So this is an optional prop, but if you have one, grab it so you know where it is, and then find a position lying down that feels comfortable for you. And we'll start with the knees bent and the feet on the floor. Sometimes we learn to step the feet really close to the sitting bones, and it may be that this is the most comfortable for you. But if you're not sure, you might play with stepping the feet away and just experimenting with how that's different. Ideally, we want the feet close enough to the hips that they provide support when we lift one foot off the ground, but not so close that they're creating a lot of restriction through the low back or the hips, the knees. So we want a sense of spaciousness through the joints of the lower body if you can. I'm going to take a moment here just to feel. As you're breathing here, see if you can soften a little into the floor as you breathe out. Noticing what feels helpful, maybe in terms of little adjustments to your positioning, but you can feel a sense of rest here. And then we're going to step the feet a little wider apart. If you're on a yoga mat, you might just come out towards the outer edges of the yoga mat. If you're not, maybe a little wider than your outer hips. Slow your breath down a little bit. Take an inhale where you are. Then as you exhale, let the knees come over to the right, any amount that feels good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, knees over to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, knees to the right again. So you're following your own breath side to side. We often have a tendency to want to explore the biggest movements we can. And we forget that it can also be really valuable and sometimes just different to do smaller movements. So there are many possible amounts that you can breathe your knees to each side. There might be reasons why you prefer one over the other, but feel free to play a little bit with what the options are here. And then whenever you feel complete with these movements, then you can bring the knees back up to the ceiling, walk the feet back towards each other a little bit so you have a little more stability here. From here, we're going to bring the right leg in and support the leg with your hands. You can hold either behind the knee joint or over the top of the shin, whatever feels better. If it is uncomfortable or difficult to hold the leg here, and you happen to have a strap or a bathrobe tie or a belt, you could put a belt around the back of the leg and have a little more space between your leg and your body. Sometimes that's more comfortable. You could bring your leg out more to the side if that's more comfortable. Or you can just use the muscles of your leg to hold your leg here if that's what feels best for you. The last option is always none of the above, so feel free to do something different if that's what's calling to you right now. As you're hugging this leg in, you might see how it feels to straighten your left leg onto the mat. And then we're just going to take some breaths here. So the right leg settles in, maybe towards your body, maybe out to the side of your body a little bit. Left leg is either bent or straight. And you're just seeing where you can relax as you exhale. Taking some nice, easy breaths here to feel into this position, noticing what you notice. And then keep the right leg steady. If you bent the left leg, if you straightened the left leg, bend it again. We're going to release the right leg part way and either put your hand on the right thigh, or you can place a block or another object between your hand and your thigh. This just extends your arm a little bit, so it can make things feel a little bit easier. From here, you're going to press the leg gently into the block or the hand, and you're going to resist lightly with your hand. We don't want to be straining or struggling or feeling pain here. So find an amount of work that you can sustain with some ease, where you're not having to brace with the opposite side. Just getting a little bit of work through the leg and arm, and hold for a few breaths, noticing what happens as you sustain this work. When you're ready to release, soften off of the work, take that block out of the way, bring the right foot down to the floor. Take a moment to just relax and notice any shifts that might happen. And then from here, we're going to keep the right foot rooted, bring the left leg in. Use your hands if you like to support your left leg or a strap around the leg. Remember, you can bring your leg wider, you can move your other body parts out of the way if you like. So you're creating a nice comfortable position here for your left leg. If it feels good, you can straighten your right leg out onto the ground. That doesn't feel good, go ahead and leave the right leg bent. No worries. And then wherever you are here, you're going to just breathe. See where you can settle as you breathe out. What happens then? Are you able to soften into some of the spaces left by the exhale? What are the sensations that you feel as you hold this position and breathe? Lovely. When you're ready, you're going to hold the left leg steady. Bend the right leg again so you have the stability of the right foot. And then as you partially release this left leg, you're either going to bring your hand onto the thigh, or if you'd like the hand extender, you can bring a block or another object in between your hand and your leg just to make it a little easier. Relax where you can through your body, and then you're going to gently press your leg into the block and the block into the leg. Find the amount of work that you can sustain with ease. Seeing if you can relax through the right side of your body, and then just noticing what happens as you breathe and hold. What do you feel as you sustain this work? When you're ready, you're going to release. Bring the block down to the ground, bring the leg down to the ground. Take a moment just to feel whatever you feel. Settling in and breathing. From here, one more time, you're going to bring your right leg in. This time we're going to work with the foot and ankle. Just tracing some circles in the air with your toes going in one direction. Lots of cracks and pops happening over here, going in the other direction when you're ready. You might, if it feels good, just straighten and bend your knee a few times, nice and slow. No need to straighten it a lot. playing with a little bit of movement, and respect the sensations that you feel in your body. So move in a way that feels kind, and pleasant. It's okay to look for movements that feel good. When you're ready, you can release the right foot back to the ground. Take a moment to notice what you feel. And then we'll bring the left leg in, support with the hands if you like. And bring a little movement into the foot and ankle, finding circles here first. Noticing the sounds and sensations that might come as you circle this ankle. And then when you're ready, circle in the opposite direction. Noticing what that feels like. And then when you're ready, you might play with straightening and bending the knee a few times. Nice and easy. Feeling into the sensations. We're not doing this to suffer. There's no need to push into discomfort. Noticing what you feel as you move in and out here. It feels okay for your body to do so, right? No pressure. When you're ready, you'll bring your foot back down to the ground. Take a moment to notice how you feel. And from here, you might prepare for rest. If you're going to do a rest practice or a meditation practice in any position that feels good, or you might slowly make your way up and move into the rest of your day. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or want to share experiences, please do so in the comments. Thanks for practicing with me. Take really good care.